Hello, guys. Welcome to a new episode of A to Z. Yeah, so from our previous episode, we spoke about studying in Russia, our experience, the whole process, and all that. Today, we are going to speak about scholarships. We are going to tell you the bits we know about scholarship from the information we gathered here and there. We are also going to answer some questions that were posed, that were asked after the other video was posted. So, yeah, that is it for today. Today, we are going to speak mainly about scholarships and then going to answer some questions you asked us from our previous post.
Yeah, so as we said, we'd be answering questions, or rather, we'd be speaking about how to apply for scholarship in Russia, or to study in Russia, rather.
Mhm.
So, yeah, there are two types.
Mhm.
There is one you can apply for in your own
Yeah,
country,
from your country.
yeah, and there is another you can apply for in Russia here. So, yeah, I'll be talking like as a Nigerian, of course. So I asked my friends. So I from their experience, because both applied for scholarship. One applied while he's already in Russia, and then the other applied from Nigeria back home. So yeah, so she said that so our brother came across the scholarship program and sent her the link, in which we'll post the link in the description. So you can always check the description. But for now, the scholarship is closed.
Mhm.
It's closed, but I think it will be reopened at the end of the year.
Yeah, the
At the
latter
end of the
part of the
year,
year.
so you can always apply. So we'll send the link in the description. So our brother sent her the link. So she clicked on it, and she submitted documents, which is mostly your WAEC results. Your WAEC results. And the right result has to be like A's and B's and C's for you to like be eligible for the scholarship program. And once you pass the preliminary
Stage.
stage, you can like they would send you like what to do next, so you can contact your embassy with the admission sorry, the scholarship form, whatever documents they are going to give you. So you can always like contact your embassy, in which you have to take your documents to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Education to be legalized. Yeah, and in the previous video I forgot, if you're applying, you have to take your documents to both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Education, because I saw some people that were sent back to the respective ministries if you don't have their stamps on your documents. If you don't have their stamps on your documents, no, if you happen to like meet a very nice ambassador, they would tell you to go back and go and do those steps again. But then if you meet like a very strict one, we ask you to go back and then come back in like 2 months, 3 months, which means your invitation would have expired then. So you have to request from the school to send you a new invitation, which is like a problem. So you have to make sure that your documents have the stamp of both the Ministry of Education and then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs before you go to the embassy. So yeah, so once like that is out of the way, the the government bought their flight tickets for them. So yeah, that's the difference between you paying for your tuition fee and then you studying on scholarship. So once you're on scholarship, the government covers your travel expenses. And so she said she was lucky enough to travel with like some ambassadors. So they just took their documents and yeah, their, I think, international passports, to give them the visa at the airport right there. And it didn't take time, like I think 30 minutes to an hour, and everything was done. And then they went on board. They were transported to Moscow. So when they got to Moscow, they were already like represent like other students that are on scholarship, because I think they have this group for the Nigerian student on scholarship here in Russia, and then for the Ghanaian student here in Russia, they're on scholarship. So they have the group. So once you're notified that a new student is coming over to Russia and the person's on scholarship, so they are so like,
People are assigned.
yeah, yeah. So she said they came to the airport, they welcomed them with food and refreshments and all. Yeah, yeah. So they came, and you know then they were transported to their city. But if you're studying in Moscow or St. Petersburg, I think it won't be like an issue. But then if you're studying far away, so they'll take you to the train station, to be transported to your city. And then once you're in your city, a representative too, like also that's like a student that is also on scholarship. It doesn't have to be like the same university, because in cities, in a particular city, there are like 3 to 4
Mm-hmm.
universities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the representative doesn't have to be like necessarily from your university, but then they are in your city. So they come to the airport to pick you up, or maybe the train station to pick you up, transport you to your university. Some will hand you over to like the international students representative, and then they take you to your hostel. You're settled down, take all your, and then they lead you through the process of legalizing all your documents, like your passport, like extending your visa and things like that. If you get what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's that. But then the other guy, which is also a Nigerian that applied for scholarship. So he had no idea before he left Nigeria that you can apply for scholarship, or maybe he wasn't told. Maybe he knows, but he doesn't know how to go about it until he got here. So if you're going to be applying for scholarship using like the Nigerian way, your WAEC result has to be current. So let's say, for instance, you're applying for scholarship 2025. That means your WAEC result has to be either 2025 or 2024.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anything other than that, you're not eligible. So
Okay. So
that's that.
when applying for scholarship to study in Russia, this is mainly done through the Russian government or the Rosotrudnichestvo. Yeah, the Rosotrudnichestvo. And the Russian government scholarship is often called open doors. So that is the process Blessing's friend, the guy, used.
Yeah.
Or you go through the global university scholarship, and this scholarship covers for tuition, accommodation, and sometimes a monthly stipend.
Allowance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for more information, you can visit the official website of the Russian Ministry of Education and Science, or Study in Russia. So that is
Dot R.
studyinrussia.ru for more information. Now, some people asked questions about this scholarship thing and how it's done. For Ghana, you have to register on the official portal, the official Russian education portal, which is educationinrussia.com. Yeah. So
Hmm.
you register there and then you follow the steps, the processes to secure your scholarship to study in Russia. Note, if you're going to study in Russia on scholarship basis, the medium of instruction is Russian language. Yeah, it's Russian language. Yeah, some people in some universities are fortunate to have their
Yeah.
to be on scholarship
And
basis
then
and have
study
their
in
courses
English.
being studied in English,
Even
but
some in
mostly
French. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
mostly it is done in
In Russian
Russian
language.
language. Yeah, it is
Mm.
mostly done in Russian language. And someone asked about age limits. Regarding the age limits, there is no specific age limits kind of thing, because the Russian Federation is very big. So they have federal subjects, and these federal subjects have their own laws apart from the laws that are being given by the Russian Federation itself. These federal subjects have their own laws. So our federal subjects, where we are now, is a republic. It is one of the federal subjects, which is the Republic of Bashkortostan. And this republic also has its own laws. So from our research and our investigation with our university, we got to know that some with the age limit, it depends on what you are here to do, be it master's, PhD, or
Bachelor's.
degree, yeah, bachelor's degree. For
Mm.
these things, we got to know that even with the age limit, it depends on countries, as in the countries, their neighboring countries. So if you're coming from countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, all these countries, yes, there is an age limit. But if you're coming from far away countries like us, from Africa and other faraway countries, it's not necessarily. And if you are a scholarship student, then yes, there is an age limit. But if you're a paying student, no. But all these apply depending on which federal subject you find yourself in and their laws.
But the age limit for scholarship students that are studying bachelor's is 25 to 30 years. So once you've exceeded this age, you can't apply to study in Russia. And then for masters, I think it's from 35 to 40 years for masters. For
Mm-hmm,
scholarship students, because there are no age limits for students that if you're funding your education,
mm-hmm,
there no,
mm-hmm.
there are no age limits. But if you're on scholarship, so for bachelor's it's 25 to 30, and then for masters
Masters.
35 to 40.
And
Yeah.
another thing, when you are applying to study in Russia, please note there are some people who did their language course even though they are studying in Russian, like us. And then
Mm,
there are some who don't necessarily do it. But note that if you're coming here to study, you would end up studying the Russian language, which we all call pakfat pakfat. You would end up pursuing your pakfat, and that is a year. So if
right.
you come to Russia, let's say you arrived in 2022, you would study from 2022 to 2023 before you officially start your program in 2023. That is kind of how it works. So you don't just come and then you go straight to pursuing your course. No, you study the Russian language, you do your PACFAT for a year, and then you get your diploma. Sorry, your diploma. I'm saying it's
Mm,
just like how we say it. Here. You get your diploma that shows that you've pursued the Russian language, and then you passed. And another thing, some people were asking about if your agent can help you
agents.
with scholarship. Yes, they can, but don't just hand over your documents to your agent and go rest. Some of them just want money. So what you need to do is you should also do your research and find
Mm,
out, oh, okay, there are scholarships available in Russia. How do I get it? All these steps. Do that research and then tell your agent after you are, or before you even hand over your money and documents to him, tell him that I do want to study in Russia, but I would love to study on scholarship basis in Russia. So I would like it if you could help me secure a scholarship in Russia. This is also an option. You just need to be able to communicate well to the person. Let the person know what you want, what you hope for, and then the person can help you with these things. So, yes, you can get your agent to help you secure a scholarship.
and then like most agents they will only get you studying by
Fee
paying your
paying.
tuition
Yeah.
fee. It's, I think it's rare. I've not heard of
Yeah, it's rare.
anybody that uses like an agent and then is on scholarship. Most of the scholarship students here applied themselves.
Yeah.
They apply themselves.
Yeah.
So if you're going through like the agent route, I think you'll be paying. But then if you're maybe you're able to communicate with your agent that they should help you stake out like universities that offer scholarships
Mm-hmm.
and all, maybe you
Mm-hmm.
can get it.
Mm-hmm.
But they mostly get you courses that you have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my agent, and my agent, the reason he did that for me is because my Russian it's terrible. So he had to get me a course that I have to study in English language. So that's what he does for like everybody he helps. He's very good at what he does. Like he's so good. But then he will get you your course in English language. He will make sure you find that university regardless
Yeah.
and then get you a course that you
You
can
would
study
study
in
in
English
English. Yeah.
language. So that's my agent.
Yeah.
But I don't know about others.
Yeah. It
I don't
depends
know.
on your agent,
Yeah,
as she
so
said.
if you're lucky enough to meet somebody that is
A
as
good,
good,
yeah.
that knows what he does,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd be able to get your course in your language, like even if it's French, because they also help students study in French. Like at the university where I did my pad fac, there are students that study in French there. So yeah, you have to know like that your agent knows what it is like it does, like it's good at what it does. So
And
yeah,
note,
and he has experience too.
your documents that you are bringing to Russia, make sure your documents are
Are translated.
translated into Russian. The documents need to be translated and notarized. These documents, whichever document, be it your passport, uh, birth cert, what, WASI results, whatever, they all need to be translated
Translate
into Russian and
language.
notarized. And guys, lest I forget, the last time, our last video, there was something important I wanted to tell you, which I actually forgot. So, when you get your documents legalized and stamped from the Foreign Affairs Ministry, they bind it together with a red ribbon and a thread. Please don't remove it. As it is, present it just as it is. Don't make any changes to it. Don't think you know better and be removing things and be adding things. Just as it was presented to you by the body, be it Education Ministry, Foreign Affairs Ministry, whatever. Just present it that way. Keep it with you that way as you are traveling. Because I saw people being bounced at Kotoka International Airport, oh, not in Russia, Kotoka International Airport, just because they removed that thread and then the red ribbon.
And another thing, please, when you're applying for a scholarship program, so there are going to be like a list of universities. So before that, make sure you do your research, like what university has the courses you're studying, like what
Mm-hmm.
you're applying for,
Mm-hmm.
and if that course is on scholarship.
Yeah.
So once you've known all this information,
Mm-hmm.
then when you are applying, please make sure that the university of your choice, like maybe that particular course you want to study,
Mm-hmm.
make sure that university is your first
Yeah,
choice.
because you have five
Yeah.
options, five
So yeah, that
universities you can
university
choose from.
must be your first choice because I think that's it's mandatory for our university though. Because when they released the list, we're told that once you're applying or if you send the link to your loved ones, make sure they are informed that our university should be their first choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very important
Yeah.
and keep that in mind.
Yes, and you can choose universities from different parts of Russia, like different
Yeah.
federal subjects, not just one federal subject.
Yeah, and I feel like many people would want to like study in Moscow or St. Petersburg because they are like the entertainment
They are the cities, they are the
yeah.
main cities, the
But
major
then
cities.
it's please look at your pocket before you go to Moscow and Petersburg because those places are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And we here in Ufa, most of the things are affordable, like grocery. If we go grocery shopping, things are affordable and all. So please look at your pockets before you start to go and be picking like
Big
urban
cities
cities.
where you can pay for.
Yeah, and that you are picking like a smaller city doesn't mean that it's less fun or the university is like less relevant, but it's just you are economized. Yeah, like the not all students stay in student hostel. Some get apartments. So before you pick a city, make sure you do your research. Like you pick a university. Like does the university have like houses around them before you go and pick a university that doesn't even have like residential area, and then you have to be taking a bus to come to school. This whole lot of hassle. So make sure you do your research and make sure you know everything, if not all, like make sure you have like idea about the city you're going to, about the university, so that you get here and you won't be duped. Sure.
All right, guys, so that would be it for today. We want to say thank you to our subscribers, the new subscribers, the old, for liking, commenting, sharing. We are very grateful. Once again, this is your girl, Lena.
And I'm blessing.
Yes, and keep staying curious. Bye.
Bye.